Hello everybody, welcome to Level Pixel Level, and today I just wanted to show you an arm rig that I built. One of my patrons requested this just to see how I would build an arm rig and sort of bring it back to a toony sort of setting with grease pencil. I'll just show you how I built this here. I used a lattice and a bone chain, and I'm really utilizing the bendy bones to build this. So if I flip to B bones, you can actually see the bendy bones working. Now eventually this will crash. If I keep bending this arm to about here, I'm going to get that weird clipping issue. This might be fixed in 2.83 when it's released. It's just the nature of how this is weighted. But let me just show you how I built this. So I had this arm built here, and you can grab these files from my Gumroad account. There's 4 layers. There's the arm outline, the arm little yellow patch right here, the hand, and the arm red right here. To build this with a lattice rig, I'm just going to add a lattice to start. And again, I'm going to scale the lattice in object mode. I'm just going to rotate it. I'm still in object mode, rotating its position. And I want the lattice to basically go from the top of the arm to the wrist here. So I'm going to scale it in on the Y. And I'll just scale that on the Z here. Right about there should be perfect. Doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to put the resolution of the W up to 64. I believe that's the highest it can go. Yeah, you can't go past 64 with that value. Now I'm going to add an armature. I'm going to go to edit mode, just scale down this bone, and I'm going to place it at about the shoulder. I'm going to grab the tail of the bone and just place it at the elbow. I'll hit E to extrude this. Place this at about the wrist, and I'll hit E again to extrude this again. Okay, let's connect the lattice to the rig. I'm going to click on the lattice, I'm going to go to the modifiers, and I'm going to add an armature modifier. I'm going to click here and add the armature. When you add the armature modifier to a lattice, you have to enter in the vertex groups manually. So I'm going to add 2 groups, and I know that this is going to be bone and bone.001. Those are the default names of the bones when I made them, and I just add those in. I'm going to flip to edit mode, and I'm going to actually flip to my lasso select tool here, and I'm just going to click and drag near the elbow point here out, and then up and around and back over just to get those vertices. I'll just grab that one right there too. And under bone, I'm just going to click assign, and then I'm going to go select invert. There's a hotkey for that as well. I'll invert the selection. I'm going to click on the other vertex group here, bone.001, and click assign. I'm going to test this out real quick. I'm going to go to object mode, click on my rig, go to pose mode. I'm just going to select everything and do Control R to flip it to a Euler setting. This will do all the bones selected at the same time. Now I can just rotate this. Cool. So it's pushing that lattice around. Now it's a very jagged weighting right now. We're going to fix that in a bit. I'm just going to connect this to the arm really quick. So I'll select on the arm, and I'm going to go to the modifiers, and I'm going to add a lattice modifier. I'm going to put this above the smooth that I've added. That just smooths out the shape. And the object is going to be my lattice. Now right now, I actually don't want the hand to be in the lattice. See what it's doing to the hand control there? That's actually going to cause me some issues later. So I'm going to grab the arm. I'm going to go to edit mode, and I'm going to select everything but the hand. So to do this in the grease pencil layers, like the quick way to do this is just hide the hand, select everything, just turn the hand back on. Then under vertex groups, I'm just going to add one, and I'm going to call it lattice, and I'm going to click assign. Now last thing I'm going to do is go to the modifiers, and under the vertex group for the lattice, I'm going to add the lattice group that I just made. Now I can rotate this, and it's not going to bring the hand with it. Oh, I have one vert left over that I got to fix. So I'll grab the hand. See how this one is selected right here? I'll just select those, go to my vertex group and click remove. If you ever have an issue like that, it's easy to fix. You just got to go back through and fix that piece. I'll go back to the rig and rotate it now. Perfect, now the hand is staying static. I'm going to attach the hand in a bit of a different way. Here's my hand layer here. Under relations, I'm going to add a parent object, armature. I'm going to flip it to a bone option, and I'm going to make it bone.002, which is the hand bone here. Now, when I rotate this, it's going to rotate the hand. And when I rotate this, it's going to bring the lattice with it. So our arm is connected, but the shape is really messy. And we're going to fix this with bendy bones. So under the armature, flip it to B bone. And you'll have these three here. You can select them all and do Control-Alt-S to visually scale them down. Now on the two arm bones, I'm going to select them. I'll go to the bendy bone, and under the segments, if I hold Alt and just click 32, I get that nice bend now. That is how I've rigged this arm. Now you may notice that the arm is actually losing volume as it comes up here. I can fix that by coming in here to the lattice and changing all the options from B-spline to linear. That just maintains the shape in a really nice way. B-spline is great for certain situations, but for right now, I just want that linear interpolation. Okay, so when the arm comes up here, yes, there is a problem, and that's a pretty extreme shape. If I was working on a 2D show, I might actually just draw that as a new shape rather than expect this arm to go that far. What's really nice about Grease Pencil though is say I do come to here, and let's actually do an animation. So I'll grab these and I'll key them, and I'll just move ahead to 180 and key it there as well. Just flip to my timeline here, and I'll put this at 0 and key it here. So now I have this. At this break, what I can actually do is go back to my Grease Pencil, go back to my dope sheet, and select it, and I just grab it in edit mode and hit G, it'll add a key. Now if I go to 180, what I can actually do is come in here to the vertices. Now you're not going to be able to see it here, but if I click on the modifiers and click on this little button right here, it'll let me see it in that pose. Edit mode is okay for this, but if I go to sculpt mode and just do smooth, I can just smooth out that area. Another option is to go to edit mode, grab this. I could turn on my drop off here and just fix that elbow. Now I have something like this. Again, there's still some frames messing up here. I could still come in here and just smooth this out. This is not an ideal setup. I would want to keep working with this. This is just what I came up with for now. Now this does break here. And there are a couple ways to fix it where you could add a shape key to Lattice as well. The only problem with Lattice shape keys is once you start working on shape keys, you can't view the lattice in pose, which is very annoying when you're adding shape keys. I did try a bunch of different things to achieve this rig. I tried a bone rig, a spline rig, a double lattice rig, a mesh deform rig, a double mesh deform lattice shape key rig, drawing it by hand, lighting it on fire, opening up Maya and then closing Maya, assigning a bone rig. I tried everything I could think of, and all these other methods were okay, but they were extremely complicated and sometimes wouldn't even give me the nicest shapes. This method gave me the nicest shapes with the least amount of effort, where I could still access the Grease Pencil vertices and add keys to fix things if I needed to. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you've tried as well for building an arm rig for sort of this cutout style. Big thank you to my patrons for their continued support. It's because of you guys that I can continue to make these videos. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.